Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Kevin Williams with the Quincy Catholic Charities. And Kevin, you are the area director, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And Quincy Catholic Charities has their 2024 fundraising event coming up pretty quick, and it sounds like a fun one, right?
Yes, it's coming up this Saturday, the 6th of April. I think it's going to be quite fun. I've got to sit in on a few of the practices we've had. So it's a murder mystery dinner.
Okay.
So we've got members of our community that are being our actors and actresses to make this all happen. And like I said, I got to sit down it the other night, and it's quite entertaining.
I
so
bet.
I'm really looking forward to the event.
So now when you're saying, so you basically have actors who are dressing the part of these characters, right? And really going all out on it.
Oh, yeah. And there's, like I said, there's quite the characters. You know, we've got an archaeologist, an illusionist, a butler, a detective, you know, just all kinds of kind of crazy characters.
Yeah.
And everyone does such a really good job of playing their character, which is what makes it really, really fun.
Yeah, it makes it a little more convincing. And our very own Bob Goff is going to be one of those characters. Is that right?
He is Gerard the butler. Not Gerard Butler,
Gerard the butler. I love it. Very clever. And the theme is murder mystery on a train, which of course is going to be it just sounds so much fun.
Yeah, so it takes place on a train, like I said, and there's 12 different people that all have a variety of different characters. It kind of takes place back in the 1930s, kind of a theme too. But I think the biggest thing for me is just the characters that each person plays, and they play it up to a T.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, it's local people right here from our own community, and that's what makes it extremely fun.
Yeah. So, of course, the entertainment factor is one thing, and you should get tickets for this just because, I mean, I want to get tickets just to see Bob be Gerard the butler, of course. But, of course, the funds that you raise go back to Quincy Catholic Charities, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So can you give me an idea of who Quincy Catholic Charities, who you are as an organization, and kind of what you do in the community?
Sure.
Okay.
You know, we've actually been around for a while. You know, I kind of consider ourselves one of Quincy's best kept secrets. I found out not a whole lot of people have heard of us. But we do offer several things for the community. We have a food pantry. It's right here. It's just right down the street at 620 Main Street. We also have a mobile food pantry, so we actually travel. We have 4 different rural sites. We cover Adams, Pike, and Brown County. So we travel to 4 different rural sites to deliver food to those sites. We also have a medication assistance program. It helps people cover the cost of copays. As we know, medication's quite expensive.
Yeah, everything, right?
Yeah, so we've got that program to help out with that. We also offer professional counseling on site. And then we also have a program called Intact Family Services. And we have caseworkers that go into these families' homes and help provide them supports, just, you know, get them back on their feet and keep that family, as the name says, intact.
Right. So providing, you know, a host of resources to anyone who needs them, right? I mean, so they just reach out and you kind of walk them through how to connect those resources with their needs. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Anyone can stop by or give us a call. And again, you know, that food pantry, medication, counseling, whatever it may be, if we can assist them, we'd be more than happy to.
Right. And one of my favorite, yet not favorite sayings is, of course, none of that nothing's free, right?
Right.
So it all comes with a cost,
Yes.
Which is, you know, why you conduct these fundraisers, right? And this is one of your biggest ones. And it just seems like a great time, and the funds go back to an awesome organization that stays within the community and rural communities surrounding us. So if someone wants to come to the Murder Mystery on a Train, it's April 6th, 5 to 10. Where and how do they get tickets? And can you give us a little more information about that evening?
Sure. So we have actually sold out of tickets, and which is a good problem to have.
Yeah,
This is the first time we've done this event. And we did not know what to expect, but we just recently sold out of tickets.
Dagger in my heart, Kevin. Now, I'm just going to have somebody record Bob in his
I don't know.
role.
You might know a guy that can get you in. We'll see.
There we go. There's always a way, right? So,
But yeah, it should be a great event. You know, we're gonna have a nice dinner. It's at the Holiday Inn, so there'll be dinner. There's a cash bar. There's going to be a silent auction. We're also going to do some fun things. We're going to have some jars out so you can vote for your best actor.
Yeah.
Your favorite actor,
Sure.
things like that. So overall, it should just be a really good night with members of our community going to support a good cause.
Sure. And even though the tickets are sold out for this event, if people want to donate time or money towards the cause of Quincy Catholic Charities, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can still get on our website, cc.dio.org. Just a real simple, and that takes you to the page. Click on Quincy Events. It'll take you to the ticket page. Like I said, you can't buy tickets right now.
Right.
But there's a spot that says, please donate, and you can choose an option to donate directly to the cause.
Gotcha. And then if anyone, in need is looking for any of the resources that you all offer, how would they go? Would they go to the same website, or would they visit you in person?
They can go to the website. They can visit us in person. They can give us a call. We're accessible, all 3 avenues. So
Gotcha.
we try to make ourselves as accessible as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for everything you do for the community, and thank you for putting on an awesome event. Sounds like it's going to be one to remember, and I'm sure that, depending on the success of this one, maybe you'll do it again. Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is our first time doing this particular fundraiser.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for a good turnout,
Yeah.
and maybe do it again. Maybe a different theme. Maybe
There
we'll
you
come
go.
up with something different.
There you go. Well, good luck with everything, and thank you again. Appreciate everything you do for the community. Thank you, Kevin. All right. Coming up, I sit down with Erica Parrish to talk about CASA. Stay tuned.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Kelly's has been a fun place to eat and drink in Quincy since 1982. A fun and friendly atmosphere, food with flavor, homemade cinnamon rolls, and famous cheese soup, the best menu in town. Kelly's, 2902 Broadway, Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
And welcome back. Joining me now, Erica Parrish, who is the Adams County Coordinator for CASA, correct?
Correct.
All right, welcome.
Thank you.
Of course. So CASA, what does that stand for?
So CASA is a court-appointed special advocate.
Okay.
Anybody who is interested in becoming a CASA volunteer is sworn in by the courts.
Okay.
And their main goal is to advocate for the best interest of a child.
Gotcha. So in that regard, who is CASA as an organization?
Sure. So CASA as an organization, we are in the Advocacy Network for Children here in Quincy. We have Adams County, Brown County, Cass, Hancock, Morgan, Pike, and Schuyler.
Okay.
So, yeah.
A broad area, and basically you provide help for children who can't do it themselves throughout the court system. Is that right?
That's correct. So anytime a child is brought into care, they are court-ordered a CASA volunteer. And as that CASA volunteer, you speak on the best interest of the child from beginning to end of case.
Okay. So if you were, if I'm going to be a CASA volunteer, does that mean that this child is with me as in like foster care? Does that mean what does it look like for a CASA volunteer?
Sure. So The child is typically placed in a traditional foster home or a fictive kin, which is a relative of the child.
Okay.
So the child does not go home with the CASA volunteer, does not live with the CASA volunteer.
Okay.
The CASA volunteer will make contact with the child once a month on a minimum. We say anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a month is what you typically spend on a case.
Okay.
So that child stays in the foster home. You're advocating for the best interest of that child.
Through the court. So
Yes.
when they're going to, so let's say you're going to court to say, we want to place this child in, this foster home, or is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Are there any other examples? So knowing that April is Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, how does CASA, how does that tie in? I mean, of course, we know that, when a child is removed from a home, there could be, prevalence of abuse.
Sure.
So when a child is going to court with the CASA volunteer, what does that look like?
So the CASA volunteer writes a court report
Okay.
for the judge and any attorneys involved in the case, and then that judge will review the report submitted by CASA and go over any recommendations or concerns that the CASA volunteer has.
Gotcha. So the CASA volunteer is basically the one who's meeting with the child, determining needs, and then fighting for those needs through the court system.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand, because
Sure.
I've had a lot of misgivings about it, and I know that the hesitations to become a CASA volunteer are pretty obvious. I mean, for me, admittedly, I hate to even admit that these situations exist.
Correct.
And when you are a volunteer, it's impossible to ignore, and you are the advocate for that child. You are the voice, which is so important. It's just hard to take that leap.
Yes.
For a lot of people,
Yeah.
I think.
And I think, majority of, our community, they work full time,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday. And of course, that's when court is, that's when meetings are. So when you become a volunteer and you're assigned to a child or a case, us coordinators, we attend all those meetings regardless if the volunteer can attend or not. So I don't
Gotcha.
want that to scare people away from
Sure.
wanting to become a volunteer because they might not be able to go to court due to a work schedule.
Right.
Us coordinators will go, and we will always update the volunteer on what happens or when the next court date is. And
Gotcha. And of course, we don't want people to shy away, as I admittedly just admitted to, but because it is such a huge need. Can you give me, an estimate of children who are in need of an advocate?
yeah, so right now we actually have 130 children who are in need of a CASA volunteer.
Okay.
In our 2023 physical year, we had 582 children that we advocated for.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's just too many.
It is.
And of course, some of this is because the parents, can't. Some of it's because they won't. Right?
Yeah.
Some of it is because there are instances of child abuse, whether that's sexual or so. What can you give me an idea of what kind of constitutes child abuse when we're talking about it in prevention terms? So I know there's a broad spectrum of what people consider to be abusive anymore.
Sure.
So what does your organization? How do you quantify or qualify what abuse is in a home?
So, it could be neglect as
Okay.
far as the living conditions. It could be physical, sexual abuse.
Okay. Yeah.
Just-
It's so sad that is happening, kind of right under our noses. And a lot of times you don't really.
Right here in our community.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yep.
So heartbreaking. But CASA volunteers are definitely needed. And despite we don't want to call it interesting because it's heartbreaking and it's hard and it's, it's just really tough.
It is.
Right?
Yeah, and I do say sometimes that CASA volunteer is the only consistent person in that child's life because caseworkers change frequently. They might bounce from home to home to home, and that CASA volunteer stays on the case from beginning to end.
Right. But I think that's where the fulfillment comes in, right?
Yes,
You
it
get to
is.
see,
Yeah.
you get to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then you get to experience that for that child. So the inspiration, and the impact that it has not only on you but the child, I think, is just
Oh yes, it's
outstanding.
rewarding.
Yeah.
It is, and you might have a mother who is homeless and a drug addict who, at the end of the case, has a house for the child, has been clean for several months, and is able to get her children back.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the case, you might have a child who has a forever home that's
Yeah.
adopted. So
And
it's
that's- yes, and
I
that's
always
why-
say
and
time
that's why you're
spent on
there.
children is not wasted. so.
Absolutely. I love that. So, any other interesting facts about CASA or what you want people to know about your organization as an advocacy?
So we actually have 3 different programs.
Okay.
We have our CAC program, which is a Child Advocacy Center. That's where if a child was abused or witnessed a violent crime, they come in and do a forensic interview with our office and law enforcement. And then we also have our Happy Bear and P.S. It's My Body program, where our Happy Bear goes to schools.
Yeah. Okay.
And they do a presentation for
Yeah.
the children. So. And we actually did 2,191 children in our last physical year for the Happy Bear.
That's incredible. I know I got the permission slip sent home, and when you see it, just as when you first see that, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want my kid to be involved. But then if you think about it, it's there for a purpose to teach children
It is.
in a way
Yes.
that they can understand.
Yep.
What is good, what is bad, what they should accept, their
Right.
space, right?
Yep.
So I was like, heck yeah, I want my kid to learn that stuff, because it's not always easy for a parent to have those conversations, or for a child to listen to their parent and have
Correct.
those conversations with
Correct.
them. So I didn't know that was you. That's awesome.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
So CASA, as an organization, you are amazing. Of course, offering all of these resources to the children. Are you a non-for-profit?
We are.
Okay.
Yep. So we are non-for-profit. We rely on grants. We also have, for the whole month of April, on our Facebook page, Advocacy Network for Children, we have events for ways to support our agency. We have a few drink shops, like the drink shop in Mount Sterling is donating proceeds from a percentage of proceeds for the entire month of April back to
wow.
our organization.
Okay.
We also have several dying to donate, like Culver's this Thursday night. They are donating back 10% of their sales.
Wow.
So
That's excellent. So if someone wants to learn more about these events or how they can help, where would they go?
Our Facebook page, Advocacy Network for Children. Just follow the Facebook page. You can call our office, 217-223-2272, and just any type of help that they want to do. We need volunteers.
Yeah.
And follow our Facebook page for ways to
help out. That's excellent.
Yes.
Thank you for everything you're doing. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it, right?
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It is worth it
That's
in the
awesome.
end, so.
Erica, you rock. Thank you so much. And if you feel, the pull in your heart to help CASA through, volunteering, through donating, please reach out to Erica and the CASA team. Definitely doing the most good for our kids. So
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having us.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
All right. I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Club Muddy. See you then.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.